who you see right there at the White House. We do have breaking news on the debt limit. Kayla, what do we know?
Well, Scott, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen just wrote a letter to leaders in Congress saying that beginning next Thursday, January 19th, the United States will be reaching its statutory debt limit of just more than $31 trillion, at which point it will have to start taking what it calls extraordinary measures to conserve capital at the federal governmental level to avoid a default on debt. To do that, Treasury is going to be withholding some investments from retirement funds for postal service workers as well as other federal government employees. And Secretary Yellen says that as soon as any such deal on the debt ceiling is reached, that those investment accounts will be made whole. A senior administration official tells me that the White House believes that negotiations on a potential debt ceiling deal would begin in earnest after the tax season deadline in mid-April, at which point Treasury will know exactly what tax receipts have come in, what revenue looks like, and exactly how much time will be left on the clock, at which point they'll be able to begin negotiations with Republicans in Congress about exactly how a deal could come together. Secretary Yellen says that the U.S. will be able to maintain these extraordinary measures until about early June. We'll see how that goalpost moves in the coming months.
Hey, Shalom, Akim. Your brothers are Allah from GMS London camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakachodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, blessings unto the hopeful and sincere elect. Next week, man, could be a hell of a week for America, aka Babylon the Great. You know, the whore that sitteth upon many waters, man, because judgment is definitely ensuing and on the horizons, man, for America. Great judgment, man. You know, just being announced by the U.S. Treasury. It says that the debt ceiling is going to hit its limit by next week. You know, and this woman yelling, a small hat, if I'm not mistaken, Janet Yellen, says warned the letter to the House of Speaker Kevin McCarthy on last week on Friday regarding the debt ceiling, and that basically America's overstepped their mark, man, which they've been doing, and this goes into what that thick clay, which in the Hebrew is ibatyat, which means that heavy laden thick debt that these devils have got themselves into that they're not going to be able to get themselves out of, man. And now the speakers of the House are trembling, as it says in the scriptures, man. You know, the ones that look out of the window are seeing that America's, you know, set for a great peril. And the wicked elite on the left hand side, you know, they're conjuring up, you know, for their New World Order agenda. You know, no coinky dink. Just today, you know, you had the WEF, which I call the, you know, World Economic Forum of the Illuminated ones, the WEFI. Just had their meetings today, starting today, but Klaus Schwab and Soros wasn't there apparently. But, you know, they're going to be there anyway during the week. And the main topic of discussion is called the new system. You know, I want to upload another video that I saw on W7. He was going into it. The new hit word for that whole Davos WEF meeting is a new system, man. They keep pushing that word new system out there. So this is what it's about. They want to, you know, take out the old technology and come in with the new. Out with the old and in with the new, man. A new world order. And that's going into the IoT to the B, as prophesied in Revelations, the 13th chapter, the 15th verse, man. The new system is talking about what the image of the O to T to the B, man. And then off that, they're going to set up the MOT to the B, which is the Charagma, which is going to be part of the new system, man. Have you being able to be, you know, do transactions and, you know, be in society, you're going to be able to buy and sell through having that Charagma in your skin, man. Either in your right hand, your left hand, or in your forehead, man. You know, that's the new wave, man. That's the new technology, out with the old technology and in with the new. So there's no coincidence that they're discussing all this at the same time they're saying they're going to reach the debt ceiling next week. So, you know, SHTF is about to, you know, really hit the fan for real. Shit is definitely about to hit the fan, and 2023 is starting off, you know, as we've been saying, with a bang, man. A lot of things are happening. A lot of people are dropping dead for that serpent's juice, you know. Every other week, you know, there's more numbers that's going up, you know, tallying of people that are dropping dead from that serpent's juice. And at the same time, Esau, you know, his depopulation, he's also trying to crash the economy, the American economy. Because they're saying that they owe China about $1 trillion worth of dollars in debt. You know, they're in debt to China about $1 trillion worth. But really it's to the international bankers, man. But they ain't going to tell you that. Because Esau's the damn devil, man. But, you know, The bankers don't even reside in America, or China. They reside in Europe, Great Britain, so to speak. But Britain ain't looking so great anymore anyway. But this is the upheaval that they're trying to do right now. The new chaos, order out of chaos scenario, and another coinky dink. This guy Klaus Schwab even said that there's going to be a major cyber attack, in the near coming future. So this is all lining up, man. This is all lining up for these devils to bring in the NWO agenda. But at the end, the law's going to catch them in their own wicked devices, and they're going to lose anyway. They're fighting a lose-lose situation, because no matter what these devils do, they're not going to be able to deter themselves from the fulfilling of prophecy, man. Even though this is a part of prophecy, the thick clay and all of that, and then the other nations turning against America, it's all conjuring, it's all adding up, and it all comes conjuring up to the fact that America is going to be destroyed, man, by way of nuclear fire. Sooner rather than later. 2023 could definitely be the year of Baratazar, man. But it's definitely the year of all these prophecies, hopeful prophecies all coming to pass, man. But Baratazar, as I said. So, America's finished, man. America's through. And, watch this space. Next week, they're saying the debt ceiling is going to be hitting its limit. So they're saying that whether they're going to, keep printing money, quantitative easing and all that madness that they keep doing, or they're just going to put a halt to it and just make the shit implode. Either way, as I said, the WEF meeting, the World Economic Forum of the Illuminated ones, is on its way, and they're discussing a new system, the IoT to the B, the new system, man, and it's on its way. So anyway, I'm just gonna go to the scriptures. I'm gonna make this too long, but it's beautiful, man. We're in that time, man, and the Most High is about to open up a can of whoop-ass on this earth like never before. There's Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble," just like that woman Janet Yellen. She's out there, she's one of the keepers of the house, so to speak, and she's forewarning that America's debt ceiling is through, man. They're finished, and shit's about to implode. And at the same time, there's going to be a great depression worldwide. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows are be darkened. Yeah, so they ain't no bright future for America. America's going to go into perdition, as prophesied in Revelation, the 17th chapter, man, that was made to go into perdition, man. So prophecy's been fulfilled on all levels, man. Whatever way you try and slice it, man. There's no escaping of the prophecies of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because his word doesn't return unto him void. Verse 4 says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets." Yeah, there's going to be no more work. There's going to be no more work for Egypt. And Egypt's talking about modern day America, Babylon the Great. It says, "When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." So America's finished on every level, man. They ain't even no more creativity no more. They're just losing on every level. They're trying to recycle old movies, old music, and all of that, and it's still flopping, man. Still big flops in Hollywood and all of that. It's not hitting the numbers that they used to, the blockbuster movies and all that. America's finished on every level, man. Financially, economically, ecologically, all that's left for America is the nuclear fire, man. That's all that's left. Okay, Habakkuk 2:5, it says, "Yea, also because they have transgressed by wine, he is a proud man." Talking about who? So-called white man, the Edomites, because they're the ones in the ruling class seat right now. It says, "Neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desire as hell." And that's the so-called white man to a T, because he sticks his nose in everyone's business around the four winds of the earth. That's why China has to deal with America's debt. And it talks about China and Asia and Babylon being in a relationship together in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter and the 16th chapter, man. And it says, "Woe unto Asia and Babylon," that America is going to be destroyed off the backs of China and all these other, dealings that they've had around the four winds of the earth. It's going to backfire on America, man. And they're going to be a witness of destruction around the four winds of the earth. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death." Yeah, and that's the current vibration on the earth, man. This earth is compassed with death and wickedness on the earth, man. That's why this devil needs to be taken out, and this is and cannot be satisfied. That's why they're pushing this WEF meeting right now to put the final capstones on the NWO agenda, and it's not going to work to their fruition. It's going to be short-lived, because it's futile, man. because the scriptures already says the outcome of your NWO agenda. The Lord said he's going to, you know, when you fill your belly, he's going to rain terror and destruction upon you, man. So all you're doing is fulfilling the will of the Father on the left-hand side. But it says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah. But your wicked financial system, man, that's backed by fraud, you was able to heap, you know, gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. You know, through that fraud financial system with the petrodollar, man. And now that shit's backfiring on you. Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverbs against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. It says, how long and how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. See now all your shit's backfiring. Now everyone's getting fed up of America and that strong drink, man. Your vain philosophies, man. And you got yourself laden with thick clay, meaning that heavy debt. You know, that incurable debt that you can't get out of, man. You can't pay off, because China's saying that they you know, you owe them like up to $1 trillion. You know, and they might come, you know, knocking on your door soon, asking for them you know, that money back. And if they do, you know, the whole American economy is just going to implode on itself, man. And so will China. So that's why they're holding back at the moment, because you know, there's certain you know, things and that need to be considered regarding China and their factory workers and so on and so forth, their work and all that. You know, because it's gonna be a trickle down effect. You know, it's gonna be a domino effect if you know, China, you know, request that that America give them that $1 trillion in debt money. You know, America's gonna fumble, and China will fumble as well, eventually. So, you know, these are some heavy times of serious judgment, and the Lord is the one mastering all of this, man. You know, this is chess, not checkers. You know, so that's it, man. That thick clay, you know, as Janet was saying, you know, America's hit his debt ceiling. They're finished. They're through. That incurable debt, and it's also going to lead ultimately to them being destroyed by nuclear fire, man. We read this last precept. It says Ezekiel 28 and 15. It says, thou was perfect in the ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee. It says, by the multitude of thy merchandise going into your banking system, your fluctuate, you know, fraud banking system you set up, that fraud paperback money, that debt money that don't mean nothing, that debt note you call the dollar. It says, by the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee out as profane out of the mountain of the Most High, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, which is talking about Esau Edom right now, you so-called white people. It's from the midst of the stones of fire. It says, thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Yeah, America was once that, you know, pinnacle of society, you know, pinnacle of beauty. You know, that's why America representing what? That harlot. And she looked dainty, and, you know, she looked good. You know, when John the Revelator saw her in the vision, she looked, you know, quite good. He was in awe of her, because that's when America had its beauty, before America started falling apart, man. You know, they started losing it, so to speak. When they set their nest upon the stars, then the Lord said he was going to bring them down to the ground. It says, thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. It says, thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. Yes, so you once had the enlightenment, you know, you was the light of the world, so to speak, in the left hand side of wickedness. But now that shit is dimming, man. Everyone's seeing you for what you truly are, is just a straight up harlot, man, that's been used and abused, and everyone's getting fed up with your shenanigans, man. You know, now America's about to go into confusion, into the dust, and ultimately by that nuclear fire. It says, thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. Yeah, that wickedness that you've been pushing, the philosophies, the demonocracy and all of that. You know, the alphabet clubs and all of that stuff. You know, you defiled yourself, man. It says, the Lord said he causes the leaders of Egypt to err in understanding, because you're the seed of the wicked, man. You know, it says, I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, and that they may behold thee. So everyone's going to witness to the downfall and the decline of America, which everyone's been witnessing. You know, the valuing of the dollar. You know, the American dollar is not as strong as it once was, man. Everyone's seen that America's weak right now. They can smell the blood in the water. You know, and these other nations are the sharks that are getting ready to take America out. This is verse 18. It says, "Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic." Yeah, going into that merchandise again. Once again, that your financial system, man. By the iniquity of thy traffic, you've defiled your sanctuaries by the multitude of iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. What fire? The nuclear fire. It says, "It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee into ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee." See, all your enemies, all your allies as well are going to turn against you and destroy you with nuclear fire, man. Because everyone's going to be fed up with America, man, and that world reserve currency, man. Everyone's trying to step away from America, man, because all they get is nothing but debt. And and backstabbing deals, man, from the damn devil. Because that's who he is. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And he's not to be trusted, man. You know, his tongue is as serpent's his tongue is as an adder's serpent. Or roughly paraphrase, I'm butchering it right now. So like his Psalms 140, talks about Esau's tongue being as a serpent, man. Adder's poison is in his tongue, you know. So he can't be trusted, man. So these devils are through. That debt ceiling, who knows what's going to happen from next week. The shit could just implode. The economy could crash. There could be a cyber attack. But either way, there's going to be some major false flags, man. You know, that's going to surpass, Event 201 with the CV-19 and all that happened 3 years back. This is going to surpass that, and the clips, that the chaos that's going to come on this time is not going to be short-lived. It's going to be the downfall of America. Abaratazar in 2023, as I said, could be the year, man. Because they're pushing the MOT to be harder than ever. Even Donald Trump's come out on his Instagram and said that eventually everyone's going to be CHIP, man. Donald Trump came out on his Instagram and said that. So if Donald Trump's pushing the MOT to the B, that is the RFID, what the hell is wrong with some of these Israelite leaders, man? What the hell is wrong with Bishop Nate? If Donald Trump can see that the damn CHIP is the MOT to the B, well, how comes Nate can't see it? Nate talking about the mark of the MOT to the B is sin. You can't buy and sell with sin, man. What the hell are you talking about? How can you buy and sell with sin? Don't make no damn sense, man. Anyway, man, I'm going to close out. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachachodash. Hopefully, brothers is edified. Till next time, I'll say shalom.